Tower Fantasy 5.4 previews its 1.0 overhaul. Wait, they're overhauling 1.0? That's news to me. I like they're removing Gacha for the MMO server. I didn't know that they were overhauling 1.0. This is a 4-minute, 47-second trailer. Okay, all right, we got to look at this because I mean, 1.0 is the weakest point of Tower Fantasy. It's what makes everyone leave and hate the game before it even gets started. So I guess we'll take a look and then we'll see. We'll judge the before and after. Okay, is that the main character? The white-haired chick is just so ugly, man. We're talking about NTE's models, right? If they want to criticize models, just look at Toph. I'm surprised Shirley is still a main character, though. Like, I kind of... Who is that? Oh, damn, he looks good. Okay. Carrot, yeah. You never played Tower of Fantasy? You're not missing out on anything. He looks good, though, damn. Like, he looks so much better than she does. Can we just take a moment here to appreciate the fact that we got some great character booty here? The main character was customizable, yes. That's why I was thinking this is the main character, because it looked just like it from the intro. He does, like... So what I like about this guy is that he looks like a man. Like, he actually genuinely looks like a guy. And that is awesome. You know, he kind of looks masculine. He looks detailed. He looks really good. So... Damn, okay. No, I am very impressed. Whoever this white-haired chick is, though, she has no booty whatsoever, man. None. Kind of masculine. Yeah, like, not entirely, you know? Because he's still a little skinny. But he does look pretty... He does look good. Damn. Oh, damn. Oh. Uh-oh. He's cheating. What a baby back bitch this guy is. Oh, there's a third player. Okay. Doesn't look good enough for you. That's fine. What about this? What about her? She also has no booty. Dude, she has no ass at all.
There's a chunk of her ass missing.
There's a chunk of her ass missing? What happened? It's like she sat down and then she stood up and she left her ass on the seat. Big booba, but no ass. Yeah, it's she just has legs. Yeah, they're just, her feet go all the way up and then they connect to her stomach. That booty looks like it survived a car wreck. Oh no. Oh. We're not gonna get a frontal picture? A washboard booty? Okay, but why does the splash art make him look 12? He went from like a you know, semi-masculine looking guy, right? That we were complimenting, you know, kind of buff, kind of beefy, really good looking, to looking like a preteen.
But his forehead got smaller in the splash art. He went from a 5 head to a 4 head.
It's a face. It is. This looks so bad. What did they do to his face? They made him look, you know, 15 years younger. Oh, and he looked so good in game. Well, but you know what? This is just a splash art, though. So I think the in-game model. Well, you know, if the cinematic in the beginning was anything to go off of, he looked so good, man. So good. This is just splash art. Splash art is perfectly fine. If it sucks, don't worry about it. A bait and switch of the No, I just think, I don't know, I think they just had like a different designer that made him look a lot younger. I need to see a full frontal of her though. Even though NTE sucks, the open world is really good. I don't think NTE sucks though. Like, we just did a 20-minute segment on NTE. I thought NTE was a perfectly fun game. Not in every aspect. And, you know, I don't think it's going to be the best gacha ever, but at the same time, like, there are a lot of games that I've played that do genuinely suck. So I wouldn't say NTE is one of those. But everyone has their own different likes and dislikes, so it's totally fine to think that it does. Oh, you meant Tower of Fantasy? Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, because, like, again, I was like, I mean, you know, you can hate NTE, sure, but, like, from what I played, it was actually pretty good. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. Aren't these all just old designs? You're waiting to see what changed? Yeah, so we're only like halfway through the trailer. I'm assuming they're gonna touch on the before and after in a bit. There's a leak for her front and, well, don't play as her while working. Oh, okay. I'm down. You've seen gameplay? The fuck is this? I'm sorry, wait, what was that? So, you know, them just enjoying their everyday lives? Oh my god, dude, that monster reminds me of something from Zoids. Like a Liger. Y'all remember the old Zoids anime? They were like, Liger Zero. We got the Snowbreak route? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, more and more gacha games are going to Snowbreak route, and that's because it works. Like, people love gooning, so. That is great splash art, though, that right there. Looking at all the Gunu stuff at work. I do. This is my job, man. I make thousands of dollars sitting here gooning the video game characters. Why not? What are we looking at here? Everything seems pretty random. This is all in Chinese, so I understand why you don't understand. I don't either, but I'm sure the English version will be easier to actually comprehend. Holy. I actually remember seeing this, like, way back when it was first announced. The outfit and everything. That's a cute outfit. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Before and after. Okay, so this is what we need to pay attention to. I think this is the most important part of the whole thing. Okay, but what I'm hoping for here is that it's not just an aesthetic overhaul, like a graphical overhaul. What I'm hoping here is that they're also going to overhaul the story. Because I think there are tons of gacha games out there, and Wuwa is a prime example of this too, that need drastic overhauls for their introductory stories. Okay. No, that added some trees and improved the textures, which is great. This is definitely looking a lot more vibrant and well put together, I think. They're adding a lot of trees, grass, flora, fauna.
First region, it kind of has like a landscape like you're in like Arizona. You see the rock formations, and then they're putting vibrant green lively grass there. I don't know, I kind of like the old better because it was like more yellow, dead looking, which kind of made more sense for the region. I don't know. I don't know. I
do think the textures and everything, like, they're noticeably improved. So I do think that's good. But, like, I know what you're saying. The theme of it feels different.
Yeah, like they're making it more bubbly, summery.
You agree with her? To make the new and old map match. I feel like every remaster washes out the colors. Yeah, I think that's what MRSSTIX was talking about, because now it's very green, which looks great. Like, don't get me wrong. MRSSTIX is a fan of foresty areas, lush, green, vibrant environments, but at the same time, there's something charming about that kind of washed out Arizona-ish aesthetic that it had. So like maybe what they could have done here, and maybe this would be better for MRSSTIX, is they could have kept the aesthetic, kept it yellow and red and kind of more dead looking, but just applied the improved textures and applied like the new trees and made it more densely populated and everything. I think that could have made it, kept the original feel of the areas while improving everything visually, I guess. Agree, all they had to do was a graphical upgrade. This was, yeah, I can't see links, so you'll have to DM me on Discord, Tegsy. Well, you seen an industrial wasteland done well? Because I definitely get what MRSSTIX is talking about now, yeah. Because while everything looks better, it's also just now it definitely feels more like a forest than what it was before. Graphics to learn aren't enough to make people want to play 1.0 story. The storytelling was so bad on release. No, I got you. I got you. Which is why I said I think there are quite a few gacha games out there that definitely need to have improved stories, like altered intro stories, because they're just not well done. And you know, TOF is one of these, Wuwa is one of these. I mean, I know people even complained about ZZZ's intro story too, so if you start TOF now, they'll make you skip a bunch of it, not all the 1.0 story. So I'm of the opinion that I don't like when you can skip stories. So here's the thing, I have always been of the opinion that Tower Fantasy allowing you to skip to the most updated region is a bad design choice, okay? And hear me out, I also think that allowing you to skip to the most recent patch in other gacha games is a bad design choice, right? This is the same thing in Wuwa. I think in Wuwa you can go through like 1.0, like Act 3 or Chapter 3 or something, or 4, and then skip all the way to Ridicida. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that ruins the... And I know we touched on this with the NTE reaction, how all those haters were using the term cohesion. They were claiming that the character models in NTE lack cohesion, and we argued that they didn't, and they actually looked good. I think having a story skip ruins the cohesion of a story. By directly doing that, it kind of ruins any kind of like engagement you might have had, any bonds you might have garnered with the characters along the way. So by allowing you to skip a large portion of the game, you know, 25, 50, 75% of it, you're removing a lot of what players get to experience, what they get to learn, what they get to play through. So what they just need to do, if they want to enable you to skip a ton of stuff that people didn't genuinely receive very well, they just need to rework it so that it's good. It's easier to digest. It's not so full of fluff. So I think that's definitely something that TOF needs to do. It's definitely something Wuwa needs to do. It's a matter of preference though. A big part of the player base simply is not interested in the story. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And you can, most gacha games allow for you to skip the story. So it's very easy to do. You can very easily circumvent that by just clicking the skip story and going through to the next part. So if you could skip a part of the story, it means the story is bad. I think being able to skip story via a skip button for that one specific conversation is a great choice, because sometimes the story is just boring, and sometimes you have to run out and talk to NPCs that aren't, integral to the story at all. You just kind of want to skip that because it doesn't matter or mean anything. So in that instance, it's perfectly fine. But being able to skip an entire chapter of a story is just, that means your story either sucks, or they should make it an option to pop up with 3 options. Is there a way I could send you could just send them through Discord. You have me added as a friend, right, Tegsy? Normally skip story, I'm all for having the option for people who don't care about it. Yeah, no, I'm fine with there being an option for it, definitely. If it does have a skip, I would at least like a summary of what was said. TOF needs a skip button at the installer. God damn. One consequence of skipping is that it incentivizes the story being friendly to skipping, which could mess up the overall narrative. It is definitely... I don't think there's any correct way of doing it. All right, so Tegsy did send me 2 images of before and after. This is not from the trailer. So this was actually taken in-game. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tegsy. This is the OG zone right now in Tower Fantasy 1.0. I'm assuming 1.0. I'm hoping 1.0. And this is the overhauled version of the game in 1.0. That is quite a significant improvement, I will admit. Seeing the before and after is significant. But I will reiterate what Mrs. STIX said. I wish the brown and red trees and everything that made it feel like, you know, how it did originally should have probably been kept. The game has now become Genshin-ified. Brighter colors, more foliage. Yeah, no, there's a lot to it. You could see the grass follicles look great. They've drastically improved everything, but the color scheme, I do agree with Mrs. STIX. They should have kept the color scheme the original, because this does look significantly better. This looks like a I don't know, 2016 game, 2017 game. This looks much closer to like a 2022 or 2023 game. And now the games, granted, are going to be limited by their engine, but this looks much closer to being capable of competing with a current gen game than this does. I do wish that, yeah, I wish the color scheme, the orange and the brown and the red and everything was retained. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No. Instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.